Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and welcome to my weekly Plan With Me video. All the supplies I'm using, plus how I made this planner, will be linked in the description box below. Let's get started. I'm going to work backwards, so we'll start, well, oh, it's October into a little bit of September. So I did a sketchbook tour. I love those videos. I love seeing like the end result of my daily actions. And then here was the week 39 video. So it's very satisfying. Now I am doing Mab's Drawloween for October. So I'm just going to write down the prompts for each day. So this was Forest, Sprite, a lot of the stuff I have never drawn before. Haunting, Witch. If you want to see what these look like, I upload every single day on my Instagram. It's kind of my daily online blog of my record keeping with times and dates and supplies. You're familiar. And this was Spooky Intro. So we go back in time. I was finishing up the portraits. So the last was 2 portraits. And this was a planner page. I had 1 day left in September. And what I did was, we'll go in the other planner and I'll show you. I kept the first page of this planner blank because I wasn't sure how many years, excuse me, how many years this would take to fill this. So this is going to be an overall illustration for the 4 years. I'm assuming that I could fit 4 years in here, 3 to 4. Anyway, but I wanted an individual yearly page. So this was the page I drew, and I have an Andy Warhol quote that says, "Don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it. While they are deciding, make even more art." So that's one of my favorite quotes. And then I drew, this is a greater racket-tailed drongo and a resplendent quetzal. I know, I constantly bend the corners. And then I have a little bit of some like washi tape that I had. So this is just polychromos colored pencil and a little bit of Caran d'Ache luminance for these 2 birds that have really cool tails. So that was the 1 page I did. So let's get started, and we will do a little refresh here. So last week I used the General's pastel chalk pencil that is black. This is the 4481. It's very dark. It has a very good value range from light to dark. And I want to compare this, and I'm going to show a full pencil so we can see a full pencil, to the Derwent charcoal pencil. Now, I like doing pencils because I work smaller. I like pencils for really tiny, finite details. Also, if you're not big on getting charcoal everywhere, like all over your hands, if that's something that you're not into, that sort of textural, tactile thing, and you just don't like it, pencils are probably the way to go, especially for like pastels and charcoals, really dry, flaky media that needs like a fixative spray on top. So because I can't get these charcoal pencils where I live, I wanted to compare them side by side to the pastel chalk pencil because I can get those. So this is Derwent's light and here is their medium. You can see that they are brand new. Let me show you the dark. Here's my dark. I play favorites, and this is the only one I have left. The other one I used up. So I'm gonna put this, I have a General's pencil extender, and I'm gonna put that in here. It's a little big, but we're gonna make it work. All right, let me zoom in and we'll make some notes first and then get to drawing. Okay, so I have a lot of notes to make for the things I did this past week of September 29th through October 5th, because I did 2 portraits to finish up the September tiny sketchbooks. I did 1 planner page, one planner page drawing. And then I did 5 Drawloween drawings, I guess is the way to say that, drawings. And then I bound a sketchbook, so I did a Coptic sketchbook bind. And I really should save the binding for last because I bound it with a very specific color embroidery floss, and now I'm doing everything monochromatic and black, and I kind of wish I could change that. That's a note to myself I need to make in here at some point. Okay, and then I had a week 39 video and a sketchbook tour video. All right, so last week we drew my eldest child's favorite animal, and that was like the Flemish giant rabbit. This week we are drawing favorite animal that belongs to the twins. And again, we're gonna do a charcoal pencil and compare. It's a little, you can see it's a little bit wide in circumference, but that's okay. I really put this pencil extender to use. I only own one pencil extender, and I don't know what to tell folks. Like, you need as many of those as you need. I definitely need one because I apologize for the loud cars. Especially if you work with colored pencils and stuff, or you do a lot of graphite. You're like, what are you drawing? I know right now you don't know what it is, but you saw like the thumbnail picture of the video, so you have an idea. This is an axolotl. It is a Mexican salamander. So I am going to draw him to the best of my ability. I don't know if I've ever drawn one of these before. And these are cool. They're kind of like pink, so do I need the darkest charcoal pencil? No. Is this as smooth as the General's pastel chalk pencil? Also no. So this is a little bit scratchier. They have a little bit of veining. I don't even know the names of the pieces parts of these. My kids love axolotls. They're in that video game Minecraft has axolotls. My kids have some shirts with axolotls on them. If you live in the United States, and that's where I live, owning one is a trick because some states everything's fine, and some states in the United States they're illegal to buy, but you can own them, and some they're just fully illegal. So if you ever decide you want to own one of these, I believe they're a freshwater type of deal, and they need specific temperatures too for their water. You'll have to do some research so you don't get in trouble. That's not a thing you want to happen. So not everybody can own one of these. I don't know a lot about them. They have like weird illness thing that can make them change. Oh gosh, I'll link an article. They don't really like change species, but they get weird. So I think they come in weird colors. I'll throw up pictures of what I can find. I want to say I've drawn this once before in my life, but I can't remember. I've been trying to think about it, and I just don't think I have. Oh, our dog says hi. She's a little bit loud today, a little bit riled up. I can hear our neighbor's dogs unleashing the hounds. They definitely have like hound dogs that are big talkers. She wants to say hi to them. So they kind of have like fuzz. I don't know. They're cool looking. We can't own them where we live. They're illegal. So to each your own. I'm not, like when it comes to pet ownership, I'm definitely bigger on the, oh, can we snuggle it? Is it fuzzy? versus having things in tanks. And it's just a matter of like preference, you know. Everybody prefers something different. All right, how many little digits do they have? 4. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about these guys. They're cute. I mean, they definitely have like a cute little face. But you can kind of hear how scratchy this is. And again, not every single charcoal pencil is going to be super scratchy. This is just what I have. And since I am on a low-buy art supply journey, and that playlist will be linked in the description box below, I'm not replacing my products or buying new ones till everything else is completely done and used up. As you can see how tiny this one is, it still has a lot of life left in it for me. So I'm not ready to retire it and say I've used it up yet. So I can't buy another one. The mediums and lights, I don't know, they just don't speak to me. I really like dark. I like my darks dark. I like the contrast of that. So they have a little bit of a, do I make them smile? It seems like a weird thing to do. Okay. I don't know. And then like an offshoot of a leg over here somehow. Okay. And then I'll have to blend this in with a Q-tip, a cotton swab. Again, different places call them different things. Hi, cat. How are you? Okay. My cat had stuff to say. She really wanted out of my office. So we will indulge that. If she is that vocal about it, that's fine. Nobody's forced to stay in a space they don't want to be in. Okay. And again, they're really pale pink. So I'm not really going too heavy. I wanted to note the different digits though. So for this experiment, comparing these two very specific products, not like charcoal pencils in general, I would say that it doesn't matter a whole lot because they're so similar. It's not really a big deal. If you're not into charcoal or pastel pencils or just art that's only black, this may be kind of a moot experience for you. This may not be completely relevant. And then they have lots of dots. It's like freckles. They got really cute, like, texture freckles. So we're going to get all the texture freckles in there. But they're cute. I just don't know anything about them. I don't know what they eat. I don't know how long they live. Again, we can't own them where I live, but somebody somewhere can. Let's see if we can blend this out a little bit. Okay. And they're not white in color, so it's kind of, I wanted to note a little bit of color, but not a lot. There we go. These are cute. All right. I mean, you can see why my kids like them. They're adorable. Okay. I'm just not a big, like, fish tank person. So I definitely gravitate more towards dogs and cats. And I've owned a cat continuous almost my whole life. I had a diabetic cat for about 14 years. And he got insulin and he got all the special treatments. I did glucose curves on him to test his levels at home. He was such a patient, kind, he was such a cool cat that nothing bothered him. Needles didn't bother him, nothing bothered him. Nothing fazed him. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna call that my axolotl. I think I want some more definitive freckles though. They're just so stinking cute. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of freckle down here. Just a little texture. It's kind of fun. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. It was an interesting little test. It makes no difference to me which one of these products I own because they're just too similar in look and feel. I even think the Generals is a little bit smoother and softer. But both of these, I will say, for sharpening, you put them in a pencil sharpener, like even a hand pencil sharpener, and the leads are going to break. So I had to sharpen both of these types of pencils. You can see why they look so weird at the top with an X-Acto blade, which the blade is now in my cap. So, you ever have one of those Mondays? Oh, we're having a Monday here, folks. Anyway, but yeah, I have extra blades. Okay, so I just kind of go this way, make sure I don't sharpen and poke my own thumb. Because again, hands are a very important tool when you're an artist and a creator, so you've got to make sure you take care of those a little bit. Okay, so there's my axolotl, there's my rabbit. Again, he's paler in color. The rabbit has a very ticked brown mid-value range fur, and the axolotl is a really, really pale pink. So, I mean, they're paler than I am. They're pasty. So, uncooked chicken, kind of that color. If that paints a pleasant picture for you. Very pale. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.